My name is TT, Dharma name TN, born in 1982, originally from HT City. I am currently working and living in Taiwan. In 2016, my uterus discharged a great deal of blood and pus. The pain and suffering were indescribable, like hell on earth. When I went to the district hospital for an examination, the doctor said I had cervicitis, and if it worsened, it could develop into cervical cancer. It was like a thunderclap in my ears. If that were true, it would mean certain death. Although the illness caused me unbearable pain, at times I felt that death might even be a relief. Whenever I thought about my husband and 2 young children, my heart could not bear it. I took many kinds of medicine, but the results were not very positive. At that time, I was extremely discouraged. However, I understood that this was the evil karma I had to bear. Before learning about the Buddha Dharma, I had undergone 5 abortions, not to mention other wrongdoings in this life and countless past lives. Such sins are truly difficult to forgive. In my despair, I remembered that the sutras I had previously brought home from the temple all included the Great Compassion Mantra. Surely, the Great Compassion Mantra must possess immense spiritual power. So I resolved to memorize it and recite it daily. Because my husband's family does not believe in Buddhism, we did not have an altar. Every day, I opened an image of the Bodhisattva on my phone, knelt down with palms joined, and vowed to recite the Great Compassion Mantra until I completed 12,000 recitations. I repented my sins and prayed to Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara for protection and for relief from the painful uterine inflammation that was tormenting me. From that day on, I also vowed to follow a lifelong vegetarian diet. At first, not being used to it, I recited 20 times a day, then gradually increased to 30, 40, 60, and eventually 120 recitations a day. Very quickly, after just 1 week, the pain was gone. I was overjoyed. This strengthened my faith and encouraged me to recite even more. Not long after, the bleeding stopped completely. For many people, it may take a year of recitation, but for me, within a few months I had completed 12,000 recitations. From that day until now, my cervicitis has healed without any further medication. There was another miraculous experience. Due to financial hardship, after recovering from uterine inflammation, my husband and I went to Taiwan as guest workers. Around the end of 2017, I suddenly developed a condition of coughing up blood. Being ill abroad is far more inconvenient than in my home country. This illness caused severe throat pain and made eating very difficult. It was extremely miserable. Having studied the Buddha Dharma, I understood that illness arises from karma and from karmic creditors coming to seek retribution. I made a vow to recite the Great Compassion Mantra for 1,000 days and dedicate the merit to my karmic creditors, 108 recitations per day, approximately 3 years. Even now, I am still reciting. There were days when the illness caused such pain that I could not eat or go to work, yet I never dared to skip a single day of recitation. Once, I was so exhausted that I fell asleep before finishing my chanting. Suddenly, I felt as if someone tapped my shoulder to wake me up and remind me to continue. Only after completing the recitations could I sleep peacefully. Perhaps the Dharma protectors were urging me to remain diligent in cultivation. After a few months, my coughing up blood stopped completely. Now I am entirely normal again. Isn't it miraculous? Many people with such illnesses go to hospitals and are not fully cured, yet I relied solely on the Buddha Dharma for healing, resolving karma and living in health and peace to this day. There is another side story about the wonder of the Great Compassion Mantra. The dining table in my kitchen was once filled with countless ants, thousands upon thousands. I spoke to them. I will recite the Great Compassion Mantra for you, so that after this life you may be reborn in the Pure Land. Please move elsewhere. If I or someone else accidentally kills you, we would unknowingly create more negative karma. My friend saw this and said I was crazy. But I continued reciting the mantra for them. A few days later, they all moved away. Not a single one remained. My friend witnessed this and was left speechless. The Buddha Dharma is wondrous and never false. From the bottom of my heart, I am always grateful for the protection of Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara. I have heard many people say that they recite the Great Compassion Mantra but have not experienced any spiritual response. From my perspective, I would like to share that one should vow to practice vegetarianism and refrain from killing, so as not to create further karmic debts with sentient beings. Recite sutras and mantras with a compassionate heart for all beings. It is precisely that compassion which attracts stronger spiritual responses. Most importantly, one must persevere. A building cannot be constructed with just 1 or 2 bricks. Likewise, the wondrous power of the Buddhidharma is real, but it cannot be achieved in just a day or 2 of practice. Many people, upon hearing of miracles, become enthusiastic. But after practicing for a short time and seeing no immediate results, they give up. I am not boasting, but you see, behind the miracles in my life are tens of thousands of recitations of the Great Compassion Mantra. If I had only recited for a few days and then quit because all beginnings are hard, I would have nothing to share with you today. Each person's karma differs in weight. Those with lighter karma may see results quickly. Those with heavier karma must exert many times more effort to achieve results. Since we do not possess the supernatural ability to know the weight of our own karma, it is better to assume that our karma is very heavy and strive diligently. Overcoming discouragement and persevering year after year, we will surely one day enjoy the fruits of our efforts. Since awakening to the Buddhidharma, I have only prayed for the elimination of illness. Yet in other aspects of life, even without asking, I have been incredibly fortunate. I used to be slow-minded. After coming to Taiwan, I struggled to learn the language. Yet when studying the Buddhidharma, I learned quickly. At one point, I resolved to memorize the Surangama mantra, and within a little over a month, I had memorized it. Perhaps my mind holds only the Buddha and cannot contain much else. Since vowing to diligently recite the Great Compassion Mantra, my work has gone smoothly, and I have been well liked by those around me. My Taiwanese employer is strict with hundreds of workers, yet he favors me, hiring me even though I do not know Taiwanese, and my salary is very high. I share this not to boast about myself, but to hope that through my story, others will strengthen their faith in the Buddhidharma. The Great Compassion Mantra is inconceivably wondrous. The Buddhidharma is inconceivably wondrous. I myself have created much negative karma. In the past, I only dedicated merit generally to karmic creditors and prayed for relief from illness. But now, I will repent and dedicate merit specifically to the aborted fetuses, hoping that they may be liberated and that I may also find peace within myself. May more and more people in this world come to understand and believe in the law of cause and effect, fear wrongdoing, and yearn for goodness. Then humanity may avoid so much suffering and misery.